Well, hello and good evening. We are back. Firefly season 1, the only season, episode 9, first aired back in 2002. It's called Ariel, but here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to watch every episode of Firefly continues. I'm your host, Dave Mader, and tonight's episode takes us into the heart of the Alliance after River's condition worsens and the tension boils over. Simon proposes a dangerous plan: infiltrate one of the Corps' most advanced hospitals to diagnose River and steal millions in medicine. But then what turns off as a heist turns into betrayal. And then the Blue Hands show up. We're not going to talk it all about it. We got a great panel here to break it all down. Let's bring them in one at a time. First, she's tuned into every emotional beat: River's fear, Simon's desperation, Jane's guilt, and the quiet heartbreak of watching trust fracture inside the crew. It is the great Narduzzi, Heather Narduzzi.
Hello. I did feel the quiet heartbreak.
Yes. Welcome. Well, glad to have you with us, Narduzzi. Of course, back with us. He's in the engineer's chair tonight, having taken one off the wrist and into his ribs on Saturday, questioning every tactical choice in the hospital heist, the shuttle's refurb, the infiltration plan, the timing, and Jane's betrayal. If there's a flaw in this operation, he's calling it out. It is Jody Simpson.
Hello, Dave. Hello, everybody else.
You feeling okay, Jody?
I just woke up from a nap, so we'll see.
You and your naps.
I like my naps.
So
when you get as old as I do, Dave, you have to have more naps.
We're like 6 years apart, but it's okay.
It's coming.
I know it's coming. Soon I'll be a napper. Okay, he's tuned into what loyalty means, what betrayal costs, and how Mal defines family when someone breaks the code, when principle collides with survival. He has thoughts. It is Kevin Millard.
Hey, I might, if they give me more episodes like this, I might be coming for the Mr. Firefly.
He's coming for the title.
Wow.
No.
Yeah,
That's
High
something.
praise from Kevin.
very high. This is a Firefly 15, perhaps. We'll get to the ratings.
I'm going to give it at least a 6.
Oh, well, there you go. That's high praise for you.
Well, here's the man you'll have to fight for that title of Mr. Firefly. Tonight, he gets one of the most intense episodes in the series, tuned into every a corridor chase, every Blue Hands moment, and every frame of Mal's airlock confrontation with Jane. It is Jim, the casual Noland.
Hey, I fought hard for that title, and I will fight you, sir. But you know what? I'm glad for that response. I'm glad things are maybe kind of starting to turn around just a little bit on this show.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
so
see.
am I.
Everyone would be pleased, I think. And rounding out our panel here, following the motives of desperation, the economics of the frontier, the value of stolen medicine, the bounty on the TAMs, and the cost of crossing the Alliance, hiding the real story. He has already found the leak. It is Adam Woodward. And he's muted, but it's okay. He's here.
He's always muted.
You know.
I'm such a rookie sometimes, muting myself. But yeah, it was things are looking up. They
Things
left
are
the
looking-
ship and didn't have to dress in Western.
It was this was not a Western, so I guess that's gotta be a plus for you, Adam, and for some of the rest of us. Yeah, let's talk all about it. We are breaking down the 9th episode of Firefly here, called Ariel. Aired on November 15th, 2002, written by Jose Molina, directed by Alan Croker. So just the headlines here, River attacks Jane, Simon proposes a hospital heist, and the crew infiltrates Ariel City Medical Hospital. Then Jane betrays Ariel or the TAMs, River and Simon. Then the Blue Hands arrive, and they got a sonic weapon that kills people makes people bleed out of their eyeballs and their noses, and that was kind of whatever. And then Mal confronts Jane. He's got to airlock him here for the betrayal. And we also, and we get this brain scan that's successful in the hospital to get a little bit more to the bottom of what is going on with River and her brain, and what did they do to her in the Alliance, because it looked like they cut into her brain a whole bunch of times, according to that scan. So, so some positive thoughts I got here from, at least from Kevin and Adam. How about you, Narduzzi? Did you enjoy this one?
I did. I did enjoy it. I love a heist to begin with. And my two favorite things about this episode were at the start, just as I was thinking, I do not like the Jane character. As I was thinking that, River jumped up and awesome. Thanks, girl.
She read your mind.
Stoked about that. She did. And then the other thing was that this is the first episode since we've been watching this show that at the end of the episode, I actually care about what happens next. I want to know what's going to happen.
That's like what
Finally!
a good show should do, right? It should make you want to watch the next episode, probably, or bring you back.
That's right.
How about you, Jody? What do you think of this episode?
I think it was a solid episode. It's not my favorite episode, but it's definitely it's a good world building episode for sure. The CGI is very dated now, but past that, it's overall it's a good series.
I remember you defending the CGI on Enterprise quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's the same era as this.
Yes, but there is a clear difference.
That was 3 years ago, Dave.
But Enterprise is going on at the same time as this show, right?
No, but when we rated it,
yeah, but I think Enterprise was also putting a lot more money into it than Firefly was.
I don't know. Like we should go for the battle of the worst 2000s CGI in a TV show.
It'll probably be Babylon 5 then.
That was a cutting edge show. Come on.
Considering it was rendered
But
on
the
a
good
bunch
news
of
is nobody
Commodores.
saw it, so it didn't matter.
They did it with a third of the TNG budget, So
But this show is Firefly.
Firefly on Fox, or it was on Fox. I love Mal's brain. You turn on any of my crew, you turn on me, says Draven. Yeah, Mal figures out what Jane was up to.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, and then Jane tries to hand them over, but then he gets double crossed by them, and just for him to kind of go, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna help get out of here. And then he hopes to get away with it, but doesn't because Mal susses out the plan. And I was like, the only reason I was even somewhat sympathetic to Jane was just because he does get attacked in the opening scene. If you don't have that in the episode, I think it's way worse even, and it's not good to start with here with Jane, how he tries to hand them over, right? But I could
but it's consistent for Jane, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Consistent.
how he came to be on the ship in the first place.
And with the attack at the beginning,
He's a merc.
It kind of, I won't say completely justifies, but it does kind of explain why he's eager to turn in the TAMs later on. Okay, I'm sick of this shit. Let's just get rid of them, and makes a deal. And then, of course, oh no, sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Yes.
So, since we're talking about it, I'm gonna say, guys, that the one thing that turned this from a good rating for me, a good solid rating, to what I'm gonna give it was the ending.
With the ending with River and Simon?
Nope, meaning that Jane should have been
You mean the Jane and Mal at the end? Yeah. Well, I thought that was great too.
I was gonna wait till we got to the end of the episode, but who thinks that Mal should have airlocked him? He's given him a lot of chances, and he's not trustworthy. And you're just going to scare him, and next time you're going out the airlock.
It's not that
airlock
he's.
now.
Yeah, but it's not that for Mal. It's not the matter of that he's trustworthy or not. He's predictable, and that's something that is much easier to control. So I think that's kind of the logic behind it. I think now Mal has set down his rules, and this is it. So it's you do find this character. I guess Jane for the rest of the series, I think, is pretty loyal from what I remember. Other than maybe
loyal enough.
Well,
loyal enough, yeah.
Well, when we can talk when we get to that specific part of the
but
episode.
he's also a mercenary. This is exactly what they do.
Well, yes and no, but he also has to follow the orders and not turn on.
We
The
also
TV.
learned how Mal got him was just by promising him his own room.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
More
I
money
would
in
say-
his own room. Yeah.
I would say this: if this type of show, if this show was done now, episode 9 may have been like a decent point to like get rid of a character, because that's kind of like a trend now, is to do that shock and awe of getting rid of a series character. I think Game of Thrones and things like that.
Think of Tasha Yar.
Or Tasha Yar. Yeah, exactly. Like it might have made a huge dramatic difference in the show, having Mal kill Jane at the end of this episode. I can't even lie with that. It'd be an interesting.
Rosalind would have got him out of the airlock.
Oh yeah, Rosalind.
Well, my feeling on it was that Mal was going to airlock him until
he was pretty close.
Jane asked, "Don't tell like River and Simon the truth about what I did."
He showed his humanity,
and he showed that he had shame over it, and that's why Mal decides to spare him and give him another chance.
Mal is also a second chances guy. Like he's all about, you know.
I feel like this is more than a second chance, though.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do agree with you that him saying
that's
that
a weakness of his character, right?
But we also, and we also saw that, you know, in that episode Janestown, that Jane, you know, he is a mercenary and he's a big, dumb, stupid guy who does a lot of bad things, but he's deep down, he's not pure evil. He's not a sociopath. So, well, maybe a bit.
He chases the buck. That's what he does. He chases the buck.
He's a mild sociopath, you know, with some.
Oh, he's definitely a sociopath, but I think that could be said about at least half of the crew. Like, that's
worse. Not a severe case. So I guess that's something. You know, he's an interesting dynamic in like the context of this crew. So that was just
without him. The show would actually be kind of boring.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe more so.
More so, because there'd be no conflict, really.
He adds a bit of chaos.
Well, he adds the conflict among the main cast, right? Like, he's always that conflict, right?
Yeah.
So
I've got a question for Heather, because you brought up on a few occasions of, like, you know, what's the deal with River? Did this episode help anything with that problem of, like, why is River here? What's going on with her? Did this answer anything of answer that for you at all?
No, it was more of like the helpless little sister, idiot savant, just saying cryptic things and this and that. Like, we're 9 episodes in and we still don't know what's up. And then they just alluded to it at the end. That's why I'm eager to see what happens next, because he's like, okay, we're going to give you the shot. This is what's up. So there was some movement on that, but it's taking so long to get to the payoff. And there's so much like, I'm just a helpless baby, blue 2x2, hands of blue, 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 blue. That's boring, that part. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening.
And this episode, again, this is one of these episodes, Dave, before we get into it, just for me, is again, this show was like shot in the wrong order or whatever they decided to do. They needed this stuff further, like at the beginning of the series, to get me interested. Like honestly, we're getting interested in this show, and it's completely changed the tone of this podcast in the last couple of weeks. And these are episodes that they don't need to happen this late in the season.
Well, because I guess it would have originally been 20-something episodes, Jody, or would it have been
24 was the original plan, yeah.
And we only got 15 before it was like just they shut
13.
down production.
13. Yeah. Plus a movie.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing with like when they would do like these storylines over like 26 episodes. It would you could really lose it. Even D Space Nine, when you're watching it, we were talking about that the other night, where we're like, it'll be like Dominion War maybe for an episode or two, and then they're just going to go into episodic, and they're just going to go into like sort of this like, I don't know, like
Deep Space Nine was really in the late seasons a complete fucking shit show when it came to that type of stuff. But it's okay. Well, let me explain then. So you have an overall arc, which happened in the last, Dominion Wars obviously was a very big arc. But you took a break from that every so often and did an episode that really had nothing to do with it. So if you missed an episode, you would end up going, what the fuck is this? Right. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, Dominion War, that's still happening. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I think to go to Adam's point more than anything, how he's talking about how like this should be, earlier in the year and stuff like that. I get that, but I think you're also I think you also have to understand the fact that when you were used to the 26 episode format, this pacing wouldn't be that bad. Whereas now we're used to 10 episodes where everything has to fucking happen pretty quick. If it doesn't happen quick, we already have lost interest.
We tune out, right?
Yeah. And I think that's also a product of what we're dealing with now, right? We're dealing with Netflix versions, stuff like that.
I don't know if I necessarily agree. There's also, getting the audience excited and interested in characters and development. And It didn't happen. Like whether this is 10 or 26 episodes, guys. Like I thought we were actually getting to 10 and we're going to be done, but a couple weeks ago.
You wish.
No, I don't now because I'm enjoying it now. But it sucks that it's taken me till number 8 to get there.
True.
But I think that's the reason why we have this series has a history of people being, they feel they were shortchanged, right? Like they never really got what they wanted, right? Because of the fact that it got canceled.
Not only did it get canceled, but they played the episodes in the wrong order. They kept moving the time slot around and everything.
Oh, this is and I think Wheaton is definitely part of the problem, but it certainly isn't the whole problem here. I don't think.
Adam, your worst rated episode in this one has been what was that? Safe, the one where the Tams get kidnapped by the locals and accused of like witchcraft and shit. Was that your lowest one?
I gave it 0 to 1. I can't remember.
Adam's lowest rating is the second episode.
The second episode, right? The train job, right? So, if the train job had happened after, say, this episode, would that have changed your opinion of the train job, or would it still have been just that bad?
No, I think, Jim, that the fact is they've done a better job in allowing us to get to know the characters now.
Okay.
And we didn't all we saw were these dumb people running around with no explanation of what they were and what they were doing. And like in this character, what's her name? I'm going to say River Song.
It's River.
It's River Tam.
River Tam.
Whatever.
I've got to be confused with River Song. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Different franchise.
Yeah, right. We don't know enough about her, and to Heather's point earlier, it's an episode 9 now. Like we need to know.
Yeah. Like I guess they would have been halfway through their plan.
I don't need to know. I'm fine with a mystery. It's just that they haven't really revisited it since the beginning.
Yeah.
Like this is the first. I actually enjoyed all that stuff with her this time because I was at least they're touching on this.
Finally moving that storyline along. Yeah.
And I'm fine with the mystery at the end. Like, why does anybody that talks to her have to die? Like,
right. And another point too, to your like the fact that we dislike Jane now so much that we want to Marilock. That's great. Like, we care.
Yeah,
we care.
The drama. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and if you compare this to a 26 episode season of, let's say, Star Trek Next Gen. Okay, so let's say Next Gen. We're on the Q episode, which is that gives us some character development there. But do we know a lot about the Next Gen characters at this point? If we're thinking about season 1 of that, 9 episodes in, we know about some of them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
depends
we
what
don't know about all of them.
A lot more characters in Next Gen to get through.
But with River, it's because
we're
like, what's going on with River? Her in particular, I think, is the toughest one because we just don't understand what's going on with her, and
that's
I'm more concerned on where the preacher is. That's where I'm.
Here's he.
He was taking a nap, like you, Jody.
He was napping the whole time, the whole day. He woke up and he's like, "What happened?"
He's like, "That Jody guy's pretty smart. I'm gonna go nap."
Yeah,
that's what he said. I think
you mock my naps.
The other great thing I thought about this episode was like, I guess those guys with the blue hands and like their little sonic device that was making people bleed out of their eyeballs and everything else. I'm like, well, that's a powerful weapon. And what's up with these guys? And why isn't it affecting them? And are they robots or something? What's going on? It was kind of where my head was at.
Very X-Files.
Very X-Files. Very menacing.
Yeah.
Scary. So I thought like, okay. And then they got out just in time, but You know, the fact that they were willing to kill all these Alliance guys who are like work for their team was kind of like, okay, I guess they're not messing around.
But in summary, I liked the airlock scene. I thought that was a great scene personally.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I just like, I especially like even how Mal just hits him with the wrench as he, you know, because
well, it just comes out of nowhere, right? Like we know he betrayed them, but how does Mal know? And then we figure out that Mal knows it because of certain things, right? So it makes sense. But I don't know. I just thought it was I like the ending myself. But
and Jody, one more point to your earlier just a point, but you know, post 9/11, like the world changed a little bit. And
absolutely,
shows became a lot darker, and you know, like, airlocking people is just like do it now, and this is still in the.
This is the Jack Bauer era. Yeah, so you got to be ready for.
But you know, back in the Picard days, you know, when life was good, the golden age of everything before, you know,
when everyone was happy and it was optimistic and valued life.
Look at the shows we got after 2001. I mean, Battlestar Galactica.
Definitely a darker tone. It went more gritty realism. You're right.
Yeah.
Beyond, like, I guess the more family-friendly nature of the 90s. Okay, well, let's head into screenshots and break down the episode, everyone. Boom. Sorry. There we go. All right. We didn't used to like to keep secrets till around mid-season on Buffy. Yeah. Well, here we go. I wasn't a Buffy person, so all right. We start off here.
I wasn't either.
In the Serenity, Jane's sharpening his knives. We got Kaylee and Anara playing board games, I guess. And River and Simon making food. Simon made some kind of porridge that smells like crotch, according to Jane. But you know, he's like, it's not so bad. They were eating with the chopsticks because you know they're Chinese or whatever. And then we got you know, some bickering here with the crew. We have Wash.
The doctor doesn't like the fact that he's not very formal. He likes to spit on things.
Yes, we got Wash and Zoe here. They were arguing about what they're going to this planet Ariel. I think they were already going to this planet, right? And arguing whether they're going to leave the ship when they arrive, and it being sort of a planet where there's just a lot of heat and a lot of like authorities. It's not like one of the outer rim worlds where, you know, there's just less going on there.
Did they mention why they were going there?
Inara.
Oh, it was Anara. That's right.
Anara has to get her annual checkup, basically.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
You know, so they were heading
the
there.
The guild requires it.
The guild requires it. You know, you got to pay your guild dues. And so anyway, they're not going. And then, yeah, we got Jane spitting on his whetstone here to get the going, and Simon's grossed out. And
can you right there? That is very clearly like water on tattoo. Look at it. You can see the edges of it.
Yeah.
It's like a tattoo wig.
Yes. Suspend disbelief.
It was the early 2000s. We didn't know any better.
We didn't know.
Tell and a standard definition television. The high def's not even good yet.
You wouldn't even have noticed it at this point.
Just as this bickering's going on here between Simon and Jane, and then we see River grabs a knife from the kitchen, and Jane's just kind of doing his thing, and then River attacks him with the knife right across the chest. You know,
River.
Then he gets up and he punches her right in the face.
Goddamn right you do.
Yeah.
If somebody slashes me, they're getting a punch.
Yes,
for sure.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And she goes down. He's like, "What? You can't believe you would."
Hold on. Like wait a second. Who's that guy that's holding on to him?
I think that's Anara.
Is that the preacher? Is that Anara? No. Not with those hands.
Hang on. That's not the preacher.
Those are Kaylee and Anara's hands.
No, that's Zoe.
Oh, I think you're right. Oh no, it is Zoe. Yeah, it is Zoe.
Oh, it's Zoe. Oh, it's Zoe. Okay.
I thought it was the preacher.
Anyway, River doesn't really give an explanation as to why she did that.
Other than she's now bleeding from her mouth, but that might have been just this.
That would be the punch to the face from Jane.
Yeah,
most likely.
Anyway, so then he's getting stitched up in the medical bay by Simon, who's and he's berating Simon about his sister, and he's also berating Mal, who's present, and but Mal, because Simon or Jane wants to throw River off the ship, and Mal's like, listen up, she's part of this crew, and you're gonna fall in line. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff from you anymore, but then he has to have a conversation. Mal has this conversation with Simon saying, you got to really control your sister, and keep her in her bunk, and when she leaves, you got to ask for permission, because this was kind of concerning, the fact that she attacked Jane with a knife like this. She could attack anybody next, and that was part of what Jane's point was to Mal, like, you better sleep with one eye open. What if you're next? But Simon says he's going to take care of this. Then we see Serenity arrives here at Ariel, in one of the cities here. Wasn't Western, so that was nice. Yeah. Inara is heading off for her doctor's appointments. So she Kaylee kind of sees her off here, and Inara is out of the episode at this point. And then we head over here with into like the cargo bay. It's Jane and Mal playing horseshoes. So I guess a little Western, in some sense. But
I'm waiting for you all to bitch about it. Let's go.
No, there's nothing.
It's too Western.
It's fine.
All right.
They didn't have to put on
They're
hats.
playing horseshoes on a grate. How is that Western?
Horseshoes. Western.
There's no horses.
Well,
They be playing cornhole.
Yeah.
I like horseshoes. Like, it's fine. We don't. That's not
Okay.
a Western thing.
it's not Western to Adam, so it's okay. All right. Anyway,
The tides have turned.
horse is
All
going,
right.
but then Simon shows up because they were basically weren't going to leave the ship. They weren't even going to try to get a job here. And then Simon's like, I have a job. I know what we can do. And we see he pops out here with all his medications from the infirmary, explaining that they're all valuable on the black market. They can be sold off for various prices, and the crew notices. He's like, what if we break into a hospital and steal all the meds and then sell them and make a bunch of money? And Mal's like, I'm listening. This is like my kind of a deal. I like stealing stuff. And they come up with this. It's a heist episode, so there's a lot of planning involved on how they're going to get into the hospital, how it's all going to work. Then planning around the table. Jane, Wash, Mal, Zoe, Kaylee, all of them present here, along with Simon. Simon really being like the architect of the heist as he's planning this all out. Realizing they got to get like not just Simon wants to go in to use basically this brain imaging tool on his sister, so that he can scan her, but it's also to steal the drugs. So it's kind of a win-win for the whole crew, right? They can scan River and get the drugs out and make money, but they got to get in there. They're going to have to get into the hospital. So we see here Kaylee and Wash, they go to like a scrapyard and they start looking for parts to build basically an ambulance. Like, so because they're gonna get like a flying ambulance to become their way in.
We're zipping through real fast. I just wanted to point out, like, it's really kind of telling that they're all very okay with it because, like, morally they're okay with it because they're stealing from the government. They basically say, we're going to steal all these meds. They're just going to get replaced like within a couple of hours anyway.
Yeah. It's a victimless crime in their mind, right?
Because in the past, we've seen them like give back stuff that they've stolen without knowing the full context of everything. Here, it's like, yeah, fuck those people. It's fine.
These are rich people anyway.
Yeah.
And then we get to meet a few of them in the hospital. And we're like, yeah, these people suck. But anyway, so yeah, they find like this old beat up medical ship that they're like a helicopter almost, and that they're going to turn into their way into the hospital. Meanwhile, we see here Jane is working his part of the heist, which was to steal these key cards, or buy them on the black market. I wasn't quite clear on that part, but
uniforms, key cards, everything that they need to get in. Yeah.
So we see him getting those parts and creating the different badges they need to get in. It's good to see that this technology has not increased or improved in like the 26th century, but all good. And then we see here, this is Simon trying to teach Mal, Zoe, and Jane how to like not be doctors, but at least be like paramedics who can, because the plan is for them to like be the paramedics who bring in 2 dead bodies that because they're going to sedate Simon and River in order to sneak them into the hospital so they can eventually use the brain scanner. So they have to learn some medical jargon here about cardiopulmonary things and all these terms, and he keeps like testing them, and they're not so good with the medical terms at first. Jane in particular was struggling quite a bit with all of this, not his strength. But they keep working that. You see Wash and Kaylee meanwhile are working on the shuttle, the ambulance, getting the blowtorch out, painting it up. Back to Mal trying to learn medical terminology and everything else, and Jane getting more pissed off, saying like, if I cared about this stuff, I would have stayed in school, and blah blah blah. But him being the dumbest member of the crew was really accented for me here. And then they bring Simon out. They're like, hey, come look at the work that Kaylee and Wash have been working on with the ambulance, and looks pretty impressive. This little thing they built up for the heist.
I do have to say, I do not believe that they did all this in like less than a day.
Well, probably not, but it's movie magic, so
but Inara, like the timeline has already been set. Inara said she's only going to be gone for like 2 days or so, and they're doing this heist like tonight. It's just like, come on, guys.
Looks better than the Delta Flyer.
Looks better than the Delta Flyer.
Oh, hey.
I don't know about that.
And Draven says, by the way, Book went to an abbey. That's right.
Oh, they had like a line in there about where he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I didn't catch that.
Anyway,
I also changed the background because we were getting complaints.
Oh, were we?
Yes.
Okay. So then out of the medical ship, we see Zoe, Mal, and Jane come out in their like paramedic uniforms and like really helping to sell the whole heist and the fraud that they're about to pull off here. Anyway, so then they're heading out. Then we have a scene here with River and Simon, because Simon has to sedate the 2 of them to make them look dead, but they'll actually just be like sedated, and River does not really want to do this, but Simon's like, this is the best way for us to get in and use the brain scanner on you and find out what's wrong with you so I can make the nightmares go away and these other things like this, and him having to convince her, and her having to trust him in this process, before he eventually puts them both to sleep with this drug. Then they arrive here at the hospital in their shuttle. They're heading over in the little medical helicopter.
The scene though that he's explaining to River that he's going to put her under, and so they act like they're dead basically. I did like the scene how she reacted to it though, because you can tell this girl has a lot of trauma, and this is not helping at all, especially with the tear. I guess that was a tear after Picard did it, but
part of the problem is nothing is helping River at all so far, right? I think that so like they need to do something to help her.
Yeah, it's the loneliness and the loss of this type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, they're heading over.
We also find out it's because she doesn't have an amygdala.
That's right.
Yeah,
so it heals everything.
I love my amygdala, so helps me handle these things. So heading over
the best
here.
amygdala, Dave. The best
of them all.
Yep.
They arrive here in their facade in the fake medical chopper. They bring in they have River and Simon in like these caskets that are like just hang on the side of the little helicopter. And they
I like to think this is an homage to MASH.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they had the 2. So the helicopters during the Vietnam War had the two things on the side for. Not the Vietnam War, the Korean War. Had the 2 things on the side to carry people.
Right, instead of keeping them inside like the cabin of the actual chopper. Yeah, I guess I never really watched MASH, so I didn't pick up on
really?
that. I'm a little young.
I feel a little.
You're so much older than me that you have to nap all the time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm the right age for it, and I just think it sucked.
I don't.
MASH sucked.
Yeah, I hated it.
Every time I try to
Really?
watch it, I'm like, I don't want to keep watching this. So, but
One
anyway,
of my favorite shows.
we're not here for a MASH podcast.
Back
Guys. This
in
is
my day,
Firefly.
we enjoyed MASH.
Jody, I've seen every MASH episode about 10 times, so I'm with you.
Me too.
Anyway, they arrive here at the hospital with the, and we got a couple of dead on arrival DOAs, and they're prepared to like spit out their whole speech about that.
I love the fact that they didn't have to do it though.
Simon tries to say this stuff, and then she's like, "I don't care. Just bring them to the morgue. Who cares?"
The best thing is that Jane spits it out because it took him so long to learn it.
He's so prepared
to do it.
But he didn't learn it. He said it wrong.
He still said it wrong. Yeah.
He still says it wrong, but he was like, this is what he rehearsed, and he had to get it out, so he does. Anyway,
and I love how Mal's just looking at him like, "Shut up!
What are you doing?" Anyway, so they head on down. They get into this morgue, and they get River and Simon out, and Mal gives them like the wake up antidote here, so they're not in the comas anymore. And then, so the plan, I guess, was then Mal and Zoe go off with the empty caskets, effectively body bags, whatever you want to call these, and fill them up with all the stolen drugs. So they go off here, and Jane is left with River and Simon. And then as they're waking up, he makes his way to like a phone booth, I guess, a video call kiosk here in the hospital. And immediately calls for the police, and gets on the phone here with this guy. He's like one of the Alliance
prick
policemen.
He's a prick.
Little did he know that Zoom would destroy us all.
Yeah, and we find this is where it's revealed. Yeah, that Jane intends to betray them and hand over Simon and River to them and get his reward. And he's about to become a very rich man. So. As he heads back, he can't find River right away, and then she like does this little scare behind him where she's like, "Hey, remember when I tried to slash your chest open like yesterday?"
Good times, GG.
Good times. So then we see Simon's getting all like he's all throwing up because the drugs coming out of the drugs. There's some side effects, and then your sister's fine, and then she starts throwing up. But then I guess they get that out of their system. They're good to go. Meanwhile, Mal and Zoe heading over to get the drugs, but then they run into this not so nice doctor guy who's asking them where they're going, and Well,
I like how the doctor is like, "I'm a doctor. You have to listen to me." And it's like, I don't think that's how that works in hospitals, but okay.
Yeah, this guy's not the friendly. So he pulls them aside, and then he's like about to, but we'll come back to that. Then. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Then Simon has kind of made himself up to look like a doctor, since he is a doctor, and River's in a wheelchair looking like a patient, and Jane's just kind of tagging along here. But River picks up on this other patient who's dying, I guess, in this ward of the hospital, and she's like, he's gonna die, and he starts, she starts getting upset, and they start worrying that she's gonna blow the cover.
But it's nice to see that her brother actually takes her seriously, though. Like he knows she can sense this stuff, so because the rest of the people on this crew are kind of like iffy on it, but her brother is like spot on, right?
And he is a doctor, and he has theoretically the Hippocratic Oath and all this kind of stuff to observe.
Yeah, but there's 100 doctors in this fucking room. He doesn't have to get
but
involved.
they're idiots, Jody.
Well,
This one, he was not a good doctor. Because Simon has to jump over here, and he starts questioning the other doctor. He's like, "What did you give him?" He's like, whatever drugs. And he's like, that's stupid. You wouldn't give him that without this. And then he basically has to get in there and save this patient's life very quickly, because the rest of the medical staff present could not.
I do like that the medical interface is pretty much the exact same interface as the video conferencing. Clearly Microsoft has taken over.
Yeah,
that's
this was the
Skynet,
future,
baby.
Yeah,
Skynet. Yeah.
So Simon's kind of like the hero here in the moment. He berates the other doctor, and like I'm glad he saved the patient and everything, but I was like thinking, like, man, like you're like wanted fugitives. Like this was a risky move.
Yeah, I'm not sure
But-
this is keeping incognito.
Well, I don't think it has to do with trying to stay incognito. I think it's just more like on principle alone.
I think it's a reflex. Yeah.
Yeah, a reflex thing. The situation is the guy went through heart surgery and he had this sedation in his system, and the dumbass doctor here gave him some kind of extra painkiller, which when you combine the two kills the guy. Yeah, that guy.
But we're in the future. Shouldn't they have computers to solve this problem?
That'd be too easy.
Yeah, no, they don't have computer. Actually,
we have that now in pharmacies. So
yeah, I guess they got rid of it.
Point out logic in this show.
Anyway, so then Simon
logic.
Simon moves on, and I guess they got away with this. We come back to the other doctor who was berating Mal and Zoe, and he pulls them aside. He's like, "Listen, you're gonna listen to me. I'm a doctor." And then Zoe just comes up behind the doctor and stuns him with
she's like, "Let me show you how I'm not going to do that."
Stun gun, and she goes, "It was with the clear paddles. It was like the defibrillator." Yeah.
Does the doctor have one of those drum majorette cords on his shoulder? It looked like corded up rope around his shoulder.
It's just how this gown ties up. Is what it is.
Yes,
it's weird. Yeah.
I
don't know. I'm more concerned about the uniforms that they're wearing, because every time I see them in a scene, I think they're a FedEx driver. So it's
it's a little FedExy. It's but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so that she gets in there. Then where are we now? This is so finally River and Simon and Jane have arrived to the room with the brain scanner, the imager device. Meanwhile,
they spent all of their CG money on this, by the way.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
was nice.
Mal and Zoe are they're trying to get into the room. And their badges weren't working, but they were able to use the doctor that they knocked out to get in. So they get
very
in.
handy that they brought up with them.
And then River finally gets the scan. Meanwhile, because we're bouncing between the two of these things. We see as Mal's stealing.
Yeah, he's got them all written down what he needs to steal.
Oh yeah.
Mal's stealing the drugs, and he has it written on his arm. But yeah, they were just piling the drugs in. Into their caskets, and they have to pull that doctor out to make room for it at one point. Anyway, then the brain scan on River, we see more detail of this here as Simon starts examining it, saying basically that River, he explains that River was lobotomized, which would be something you would do if there was damaged brain tissue, but not when there's healthy brain tissue, and it was done over and over again, which doesn't make sense. But there's a lot of information that Simon has now that he didn't have before because of the scan.
Yeah, and the big thing is that they shredded up her amygdala, which is your filter to control your emotions.
Right. When you want to suppress something traumatic, you can just push that to the back of your mind, but River cannot do that at all because of her amygdala.
Like watching Sub Rosa. I'm glad I have one of those, because if not, that would have affected me more.
You would know the pushes in the back of your mind. Okay. All right. Well, I'll take a think about that. Anyway, so then River starts screaming at the end of the scan, right?
Did you notice what was going on with the imaging system when that happened?
Like what we see here?
Yeah, her brain starts
her
lighting
brain
up.
just go nuts.
Yeah, because either she senses Jane trying to hide, lying to him about the plan changing and them having to get out early.
She's sensing the people showing up to get her.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was because she sensed Jane was lying.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
At the time. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. And then the guys in blue, or the blue hand guys, show up. So, yeah.
Hands are blue 2x2. Oh, no. There we go. Anyway.
They just had gloves on, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, scary gloves. Anyway, so then River's screaming. They got to get her out of here. So they start making their way. But, of course, Jane's planning to hand them off to the authorities as they make their way out. And they do finally get outside here. And just then put your hands up, the feds are here. They're arresting everybody. They starts using Simon's name and pulling them away. But so Simon and River get pulled away before they realize what's going on here with Jane, right? Like Jane just seems.
Well, Jane thinks he's about to get paid, right? Like
right. So
he's happy until he realizes he's been told piss off, basically.
And he's like, "Okay, what about my money?" And he was like, "Oh no, the money's not for you. It's for me." Like the cop who promised to.
And now I'm getting 3.
Yeah, you should get a lawyer because now you're under arrest for aiding and abetting fugitives. Blah blah blah. So this guy even a jerk. Jane tries to make a run at him here, but he just gets shot by the
overly complicated stupid gun.
The Minority Report sonic shotgun thing.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of the from Babylon 5, Jim. Those helium guns. The guns that shoot helium.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Yeah,
well,
you're not as cultured, but it's okay. Anyway, so then
I don't think cultured's the right word, but all right.
Okay, so back at the helicopter, we got Wash here, who's helping to load up the drugs that Zoe and Mal show up with. But then they realize, where are the rest? Where are Simon? Where River? Where are Jane? Then we go back down here where they're being processed by these Alliance cops, I guess, soldiers. What are they going to do here? Jane is not obviously telling them how they ended up here. They just thought they got pinched sort of indirectly. Yeah. But anyway, was there anything else important here before we move past this
I like
part?
the fact that River is smiling in this episode. She smiled a couple times.
But it's like that crazy kind of smile.
It's fine. Any smile's a good smile.
Yeah. Simon actually kind of grows a bit more of a spine here because he's talking back to the police officer and
right.
When his sister is in danger, he's gonna try and step up a little bit. But my big note about it is that the cop that double crossed Jane, they could have gotten somebody a little bit more menacing to play this character.
He was the first person on the call sheet from SAG.
I would not doubt it.
They're like, hey, we need a 1-bit part that really sucks and you don't have to do much. He's like, sign me up.
You just got to bleed out of your eyeballs. Can you do that? Sure.
Yeah,
you got the part.
The guy behind him is obviously a seaman.
I think Simon is a little more comfortable in his in the hospital environment too than on a ship that he doesn't know anything about.
Right. Okay, so then back to Mal is it's been 10 minutes past the rendezvous time. Something's happened to them. We're gonna have to try to rescue them. They get Kaylee involved to try to pull up the hospital plan so they can try to make their way through the hospital. Oh, they're also trying to look at the police scanner to see what they
monitor the traffic.
Yeah, and they realize that they're gonna have to come and try to save them. While this cop guy, this is where he's getting into it with Simon. This is where Simon was standing up to him and all this kind of stuff. He's like, you're not someone important, but we're important. And when those people important show up to get us, you're, I don't know. He tries to reason with him, I guess, on some level.
I think he was trying to psych him out more than anything.
Yeah, definitely psyching him out.
Yeah, he's like, literally, we're important. You're not.
Yeah, he's like, I bet you whoever wants us wants me and my sister alive. They don't care about Jane.
They don't give a shit about you or Jane.
Or about you or anybody else, right? But we would be the exceptions. Anyway, so then Jane is pulled off here. I don't know. They were taking them for processing or something, but Jane manages to get a jump on one of the guards, even though he has his hands tied behind his back. And then Simon gets involved here, and he starts fighting the other guy, also with his hands tied behind his back. And this one guy is trying
poor seaman.
This one guy that Jane is wrestling with, he tried
semen all over the wall,
yell out, and he bit Jane's hand, but Jane can't yell because that would bring on the rest of the guards.
I did like the scene though; the audio in the scene was great because there wasn't much, but it was powerful. I thought it was neat.
Yeah, and eventually, I think Jane kills this guy, right?
Or knocks him out. I think.
I think it's assumed.
Simon knocks out the other guy. And eventually,
Jane just kills the guy.
Those blue hand guys will kill him too. But I think Jane actually kills this guy, with his bare hands.
Yes, because one of them is dead.
Yeah.
When the blue hand guys come.
Semen everywhere. Exactly.
I already said that joke, but you know what? I like it. I approve of these childish jokes.
This just in, Jody likes semen everywhere.
Whether it's his own or
Who
somebody
doesn't?
else's. So
Except for eyelashes.
anyway, so Kaylee and Wash, they're figuring out, because I guess a spaceship showed up, right? Or something. Anyway, I don't know. Like they have to get there, and I did like this part where Mal was like, can't we just have a heist where we like get in, get out, we steal stuff, and nothing else happens? And the writers are like, no, something else has to happen. We got to have more
Josh
conflict
says
here.
no.
Yeah, Josh says no. No one wants to watch this without more happening. So then we come back here with Jane and Simon and River, who are making their escape, and we see her. Jane wants to go like take revenge upon the police guys, right?
Well,
And
that's because he got double crossed while he was double crossing everybody else. He doesn't like that.
he wants to double cross for the double cross.
That's right. He wants to get even for the double cross that double crossed.
But Simon's like, "What are you talking about? Just come with us. Run this way and get away."
Yeah, why don't we go back to the ship?
But
And he's like,
Jane
no.
also says, you don't know what's that way. He wants to
Yeah.
go. It's not just revenge. He
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, he
wants
knows
to go back
something.
the way they came because he knows that way.
Right.
Yeah, he knows
And-
He
that's the way
says,
that
we
he can
don't
get
know
back.
what is behind us. Like
Yeah.
we don't know.
So
what's-
yeah, he has those two motivations, I guess, right? But then I guess River starts detecting these guys with the blue hands because they show up to talk to like these nobody cops, I guess, and they're like, "Hello," and they're very like robotic. I'm guessing that there's some,
Maybe she just has a latex allergy. Oh, Dave's gone. One an
It is
episode.
seriously
Always.
like the same time every.
It almost is. Like, we gotta keep track of that.
I'll run a
Oh,
timer
he's
next
back.
time.
Hi, Dave.
Remember the times that I used to have the problems and you used to give me so much grief?
Yep.
gave you much grief.
I did.
The rest of us did.
Yeah. Anyway, so because this cop reveals he talked a bit to Simon and River, these blue hand guys find this unacceptable, and they decide to get out their little sonic screwdriver, where the heck it is, and
Agent Smith.
Yeah, and they go, "Hey, what's that?" And he goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just like a cool like little toy."
Mr. Anderson.
And then he gets like a nosebleed, and the nosebleeds then turn into eye bleeds, and he's bleeding from every orifice, I guess. Not his ears.
Even his fingernails.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
fingernails are bleeding. Presumably his dick and his butt are also bleeding, but we can't see that.
Why did you need to go there? Like,
I just think that's what happened.
I'm with you, Dave. Every hole you have.
Even the toenails too, I guess.
I'm not sure we needed to go that far, but
Ears. Actually, his ears aren't bleeding.
You know,
Accuracy is
bleeding.
important.
he's like, specifically, his dick is bleeding, guys. His dick is bleeding. Now it's a problem. Before that, no problem. But dick bleeding, that's a problem.
I'm so glad that every decision I've made in my life has led to this moment here. Thank you,
Yes.
guys. Thank you so
Right.
much.
You're welcome.
Well,
You're welcome.
He was thinking the
You
same
know
thing.
what, Jim? At least you're not this guy. Okay.
You know
That's
what?
true.
I guess.
Yeah, with
I'll
the
Is your
take
dick
it
bleeding?
where I can
Away.
get 'em, yeah.
Hey, Jim, is your dick bleeding? Then shut up.
You could have a lot worse, like this guy.
You could be
I know.
this guy with his dick bleeding and his butt bleeding.
You can't spend all that reward money now.
Nope.
Anyway, so then we hear them screaming, and
No,
Jane.
go back one. What's that? I hear someone's dick bleeding.
She finally put those superpowers to use.
Maybe she's the one that causes the dick bleeding.
They hear the screams of these cops, and they decide those dicks are bleeding. She says, and we need to get out of here. It's, the blue
Oh, dear
guys, they're
God.
coming for them, so they need to run. And Jane agrees to run with them after some coaxing here, because they're very menacing. These scary looking robot men coming at them. They make their way through this part of the warehouse. Then they find those two guards. One who been killed by Jane already, and the other,
All over the floor.
and the other who had just been knocked out by Simon. He goes, "Oh yeah, this one's alive, right? Well, we can't leave him alive." So they get out their little device again and turn it on. We hear
Because of the
guy
MIB.
scream. Yeah, the MIB. They start screaming, and because Jane didn't want to keep following the Tams. He hears the next scream. He's like, I guess I better stick with them.
Jane's like, sounds like somebody's dick's bleeding over there.
Yeah, that's a bloody.
That's a big dick bleed.
Yikes.
Jeez. And then these guys are closing in, the blue hand guys. They're running away, and they finally get to a door that's locked, and Jane tries to shoot it with his fancy gun here, but it doesn't work. And he even tries bashing it with the gun.
Damn, it's a prop gun. All right,
this stupid prop gun, and these guys are closing in on them. But then the doorknob gets shut out by a gun, like another type of, I guess, a real gun, a
working one,
not one of these alliance guns, and blows it out, and so they get saved here by Mal and Zoe.
Yeah, the gun that Jane has is like a stun gun.
Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't have a kill setting.
It's like a flashlight to me, but anyway.
Anyway, so then they are saved. These blue guys, the blue hand guys, can't find them, and they make their way back to Serenity. Just as Inara shows up from her doctor's appointments and cold tables exam.
No STDs.
No STDs, so that's good. They show up here with the helicopter, and they got the loot, and everyone's back, and the whole team's back together, and they pulled it off. So that's good. And
reminds me of the helicopter from GoldenEye.
Yeah,
different color.
How did Jane get that bash on his head?
That was from one of the cops.
Okay. Probably in the fight, yeah.
He's about to get another one.
Oh, he is on the other side of his head. So yeah, anyway, like Simon is so thankful to Jane here, right? He's like, Jane,
he's
the one who
praising
saved us. Jane saved me in River. He was great. He was heroic. Like, we couldn't have done it without Jane.
Mal is not having that.
Yeah, and Jane looking
I was
guilty,
like, he's a dick.
But he's like, I guess I'm going to get away with this. The fact that I betrayed them, but then double crossed myself. So as they're like loading up all the drugs, it's just Mal and Jane here in the cargo bay, and Jane goes, "What are you going to buy with your cut?" And then Mal just smashes Jane
like, a wrench
with a wrench and knocks him the hell out. Then a short time later, we see Serenity taking off, and Jane is in the airlock.
Wakes up in the little cargo bay hold there,
yeah, with a walkie-talkie, so that Mal can talk to him. And he was like, "Yeah, how about you tell me what really happened there in the hospital? Tell me the real story." And Jane doesn't want to admit to any of this. He's claiming nothing went afoul. I was on your side the whole time, right? But Jane says it doesn't make sense. Like, how would they have ended up there? How did they get caught? Like, they could only have happened if you were trying to hand them over. So he's figured out what Jane was up to, and eventually Jane does admit to it. He says, "Well, you please won't tell them the truth, right?" Because he thinks he's going to get airlocked here, and that's when Mal decides to.
He's like, make up a good story about how I died.
Yeah, and then it's when Jane decides to give him another chance. Or Mal decides to give Jane another chance, but he doesn't immediately let Jane come back into like the main ship. He does let him sit in that like airlock for a bit here. He's like, "Can I come back?" Didn't Archer have a scene like this in Enterprise?
Yeah, I think he did.
He put somebody in an airlock. I think a Zindi because he wanted information, maybe or something. Yeah. But anyway. Then we have, I guess, what is the final scene, which is River drawing.
I love the symbolism here, though.
What is?
Because it's one of those. These are the Russian stacking dolls.
Doll.
Yeah, the stacking dolls.
I got you.
So it's people within people within people within people.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Personalities, maybe. Symbolism. It's easy.
Yeah, so she's drawing her little things here, and Simon comes to see her, and okay, Russian nesting dolls, gotcha. He gives her an injection here at the end. Is it for the nightmares? Because now that he's got this brain imaging, he's able to.
Well, I think and his last line is basically like, we're, it's gonna get better kind of thing, right? I can't remember the exact line.
Time to wake up.
Time to wake up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's obviously on to something. So at this point, he's now administering something to help her.
Right. And she looks a little nervous about that, but she's trusting Simon, and this is kind of where the episode ends.
So what she's actually thinking is, God, I hope my dick doesn't bleed.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think you're safe.
I think you're safe. And that is the end of the show. So screenshots concluded.
Screenshots. But you know what's better than screenshots, Steve?
I can tell you what's better. The
What's
fun
better?
facts.
Oh.
The fun facts. Let's have a fun facts with Adam. This one.
Here's an interesting piece of trivia. The mold is then pumped full of a special white liquid. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It's a special fluid that mommies and daddies create things with. It's liquid plastic.
Well, fun fact us, Adam. I
will.
want sexiness. I want fun factiness. You're up.
Talk about Summer Glau first tonight, guys. Like, we haven't talked about her yet. So she is a character or a woman with a lot of depth, let me tell you. So she had not seen the Terminator movies before being cast in Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh,
I don't think they should allow people into these things, these without them watching what's going on, like what the stories are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm still bitter about learning that so many Star Trek characters had never even watched the show that they're in.
Yeah. It's kind of baffling to me too.
Yeah. Listen to this. It was speculated that Summer Glau's character in Firefly and Serenity, River Tam, was one of Stephen Moffat's influences behind the reoccurring Doctor Who character, River Song, who Alex Kingston played.
Just a name? Like, or is there something more to that?
I think that's
probably
probably
just
more
name.
maybe fan service, but I don't know.
Yeah, in 2012, a Facebook group called "This Should Summer Glau Have a Guest Role in an Episode of Doctor Who" was set up on an online campaign for the actress to appear in an episode of the long-running BBC science fiction series.
Did it happen?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
We know she can do a British accent, so maybe get her on there.
Cockney accent.
Can she though?
Yeah.
Well, Mark Shepard thought so.
So there wasn't many facts about her, but man, let me read the quotes, because after reading her quotes, and I know somebody's put these together, but man, I don't really like her.
You don't like her? Why?
Oh boy.
Like River or Summer Glau?
River Glau. Just listen to this. My favorite thing about River is that she gets to be barefoot so much at the time. I don't like shoes very much. The more things I mention, the more things she ends up doing. I remember the first episode I was thinking, I think River Tam needs a gun. But then by episode number 10, she got one. Wow. So she was thinking
Spoilers for next week's episode.
She gets a gun, everyone. She got a knife in this episode.
I always look for roles that made me feel good about being a girl. I have to say there are a lot of roles out there that make me feel really bad about being a girl. You can imagine that things are what those things are, and I shall not go into detail. Sometimes
I think that's fair.
Sure. Some days when I get home after a long day, I'll turn on music. I love Latin, disco, and pop. I'll do my own workout, even if it's a short one. You want to know a good song to work out to? I Will Survive. For breakfast, I always have eggs, whole eggs. I think fats are very important. Anyway, it goes on like this. Like
she's a interesting person.
I'm a little confused. Why do you not like her?
No, it's not. It's the quote they chose for her. It's you don't see this usually so much about me. As I've gotten older, I've come to realize how important it is to vary your workouts. I am very physical. It's an important part about being a woman, feeling good about yourself and being.
Let me tell you that I don't feel like that's her fault. I feel like that's interviewers asking women dumbass questions.
I think I said that at the beginning. Somebody put this together, not her. But it's just
but then you followed it with "I don't like her."
Well, I don't, because of these quotes they put together here.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to Empress Teresa, that god awful book, because it's reading almost exactly the fucking same.
Like they make her really stupid here. I worked on Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, even longer than Firefly, and I always remembered how generous everyone was to me when I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know the camera angles. I didn't know the lighting. Blah blah blah. Anyway, sorry. Let's talk about this show.
It sounds like an Adam issue more than anything, but anyway.
Probably. You're probably right, Jody.
Yeah.
She was very good as a Terminator.
She was.
Right, but you have to basically play a robot, which is not exactly easy, but it's.
I'd like to see you play a robot, Dave.
Well,
let's talk about this episode, Ariel. Okay, Shepherd Brook, you guys called it. It wasn't in the episode. The explanation is he is meditating at an abbey, making this the only episode in the series that did not feature all 9 protagonists, even though last time Zoe was only in it for a second before she went off to get married with Lawrence Fishburne.
Right, yeah. But did not appear at all.
Well, I probably wouldn't show up if I got a chance to marry Lawrence Fishburne either.
Yeah.
He's
The
cool,
scene
dude.
in which Malcolm grabs and hugs Kaylee from behind after the hospital robbery is finished, but was not scripted. It was improvised by Nathan Fillion because Jill State kept standing in the wrong place during the takes. The futuristic body carriers were used to transport Simon and River were actually automotive rooftop cargo carriers.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
knew
That was
that's
such
why-
an easy one to see. Yeah.
I knew that's why I recognized him. Right.
Yeah.
The half-scale helicopter mock-up was used for the exteriors of the flying ambulance was found by a fan in an aircraft graveyard located just outside Mojave, California. It was still fully painted and reasonably intact. A fan campaign has begun to raise enough money to purchase the prop from the owner and donate it to a museum. And then that vehicle was actually a Russian Air Force Mi-24 Hind attack helicopter. The main rotor was removed. However, the short wings and the twin bubble canopy remained intact. The section which Wash sits in to fly the aircraft was the second half of the canopy filled, and the first was filled with rubber material. Ooh. Okay. When River wakes up in the morgue, there's a Star Trek Next Generation Lacar's style display in the panel behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we here? And I guess that's about it. When Serenity lands on Ariel, the Pan Am MetLife building without the signage can be seen in the cityscape.
So how much of that cityscape was CGI and how much of it was real then? Or was any?
Well, I think some shots were probably real, but a lot of the CG wasn't. Because, it's CG.
Movie magic.
The drug that Simon and River take to slow their physiological functions to make them appear dead is fictional, but not science fiction. It's a major plot device from William Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet, which he wrote in 1590s. Such mortal drugs later apply in Firefly, The Message.
We have
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying that this is the same drug from Romeo and Juliet?
Apparently.
The
Spoilers.
to Romeo and Juliet?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was actually a spoiler. Yeah.
It's only 400 years old or 500 years old, but I guess it is.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to ratings this week.
Okay. I never quite know what Adam's done, but now I know.
I don't think Adam quite knows what he's done most of the time.
Let's see what you're going to. This is not a lot of
Here's
fun.
some fun facts from chat. Carl Karsnark says there are lots of little sci-fi Easter eggs placed as props throughout the episodes.
Yeah.
There's a Han Solo in carbonite in one of them. The Lassiter pistol is named for a famous Hollywood prop master, which we have touched on before. Mm-hmm. And Serenity, the ship, appears in the background of one of the Star Wars prequels too.
Yep.
Well,
You,
I have another one that I just read too. This is interesting too. When River wakes up and says "copper for a kiss," she's referencing Judas's betrayal of Jesus for silver. Copper being slang for a penny. Wow.
Bible spoilers.
Spoiling the Bible, indeed. Okay, well, 2,000 years old. So anyway, let's.
I'm going back. I'm going back.
You know, the same age as the Earth.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
5,000
let's
years.
not start this.
That was 5,000, Heather. Not
Yeah,
just
it's
2,000.
yeah.
Hey,
Everyone
you
knows
know,
it's 5,000 years old. You know.
After we're
Yeah,
done with
really.
this, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Read your
called
Bible, Heather.
I'm gonna watch this movie called
Testament.
Titanic. I hope it's got a really happy ending to it.
All right, let's
No
get to
spoilers.
ratings. Let's rate this episode, everyone.
Jack didn't have to die. All right.
What? No.
Okay, Jody, you want to go first?
Sure. I will. I like to rate episodes based on if I was entertained, and I think I was entertained. So I'm going to give this a. I was entertained, Dave, and I'm going to say I liked last week's episode better. Well, 2 weeks ago's episode better. But I'm going to give this. Let's do 8.5.
Okay,
That was pretty good.
what did I do? 8.5. Oh, okay, turn on the num lock, everyone. 8.5. There we go.
All right.
right.
Numlock is engaged.
Adam, the num lock is engaged.
So you gave that. Sorry, I got transition. 8.5. Is that what I gave last week's? I can't see.
Yeah, you gave last one 8.5.
All right. I liked it too. This is an 8.
Okay. I'll go. I thought it was pretty good, like the ending and stuff. Like 9. Kevin?
10. Best episode so far.
10. Okay. Narduzzi.
Did Kevin just give it a 10?
I sure did.
Yes.
A real one.
But we didn't
not,
react
not a
because we
Firefly
know it.
one.
Next week he's going to be a better episode. He's going to go, well, last week's episode isn't a 10 now. It's only a 9. So we don't react
No,
to
I never change.
Kevin's
I never
10s.
change.
Yeah.
I know,
I
I'm just
change
kidding.
all the time, Kevin. It's okay. I support
Yeah.
you.
Fucking Adam flip-flops all over the place.
I liked it the best out of any one so far. So I'm going to give it a 9. And I would have given it a 10 if Jane had gotten blown out the airlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have too, Heather. I would have given it a 10 if that would have happened.
Ooh, Kevin's coming around, says Draven next to him.
Oh, don't get too excited.
Jim, your rating, please.
It's a 10 for me. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes, and yeah, and also
Wait a second. You guys are giving this a 10? Like this is the best it gets?
Oh, here he goes.
okay. Hold on.
Old man Adam getting all bitchy about it again.
And
How
to
dare I?
To answer
Go
Stargazer's
have a
question-
nap, Adam.
I need one.
to answer Stargazer's question, I have a picture of Neil Breen because he is the greatest director, actor, writer, editor, and alien space Jesus that will ever live. That's why.
Who?
Neil Breen.
Neil Breen.
You guys have never heard of Neil Breen?
No.
Is he related to the Breen?
Well, he might be. He is kind of an alien.
All right.
Really? Nobody else
He was,
besides Stargazer.
he was an indie producer. Yeah.
He,
Like
Never mind.
Indiana or indie independent?
Indie. Like,
Indie.
did a lot of indie stuff.
All right.
Indie. Never mind. Well,
Well, you have to educate us another time. Okay.
about so many things.
All right. Well, we are averaging a 9.1 tonight between what is it? It's 6 of us. So this on IMDb has where's my notes? Sorry guys. It has a 9 out of 10 on IMDb with 5,600 ratings.
And Adam, to answer your question, is this the best that it gets? I don't think so, but this is my favorite episode in this season. In the season, that's why I give it a 10. It's
Okay.
got a little bit of everything. That's my personal 10. And again, I always go with the caveat of rose-colored glasses. So keep that in mind.
Did Worldmon
Yeah.
give a rating?
Oh, it's probably a 10. Just put 10. He'll be okay with it.
Yeah, he did. He gave it
An 8.
an 8.
Okay. Which brought down the rating. So thanks, World Mind. I thought you liked this show. All right. So
Apparently, I like it better.
Yeah. You can't hold a candle to Kevin.
You're just a better fan than he is,
Jim.
Kevin.
Yeah. And me, I gave it a higher rating than Murphy. So, like, come on.
So did I. I think we all did, didn't we?
Except for Adam.
Yeah, well,
he tied.
Adam's grumpy. He needs a nap.
Oh, now he's saying 10. Are we allowed him to change this?
Why did he just say 10 all of a sudden? What's this about?
I'm not changing my 8
because you challenged him.
Now he's okay. Fine, it's a 10. All right, 3 10s in a row for world.
All they do is mock me on this show. All right. Well, maybe
right,
if you showed up once in a while.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's okay. We sometimes you can have too many voices at once. Okay, so that is our review of Ariel. Thanks for being with us. If you're still here.
Wait. My cold frozen heart is not freaking fine.
They're melting under the charm of Serenity. Perhaps.
Thanks for all the comments, everybody in chat.
Thank you, Carl.
All right,
there's quite a lot of them.
Looking ahead to episode 10, which will be next week. It is called War Stories.
Look at that. That looks good.
Wow. Synopsis says, Wash demands
are bleeding.
They definitely are. They got electrodes. Wash demands a field assignment, but crime lord Niska chooses this moment to exact brutal vengeance on Mal's refusal to complete an earlier job. Okay. They're not having the best day.
I don't know. It looks like a fun party. Maybe a sex party. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be a sex party. Also, here on Live Long and Podcast, right now on Thursdays, we're covering Strange New World Season 4. We will be talking about Episode 4 this Thursday. It is called A Case of Chiaroscuro. Am I saying that right?
Oh, I can't wait for another stupid episode. Yay.
It's a film noir episode, black and white, with said Una is on like a Klingon colony, resistance leader.
If this is revolutionary, this has never been done in Star Trek ever,
except in Bride of Chaotica. So, but it's okay. So anyway, check it out on Thursday. We'll be talking all about that there. Are you caught up yet, Narduzzi, on Strange New Worlds?
Almost. So close. I have
close.
2 more episodes to watch in season 3. And then is this episode 3 of season 4 that we're going to be watching?
Episode 4. This Thursday will be episode 4 of season 4.
Okay. I will not be caught up by this Thursday, but hopefully next.
Yeah, it sounds like you're 7 behind us then at the moment.
Maybe I only have 1 more in season 3. Anyway. I'm doing my best to get caught up, and I am loving it. I can't wait to talk about it with everyone.
We'll have to get your ratings for season 3 when you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's it here.
Have a nap before you show up.
Yep. Well, that's it here for our Firefly Live Long and Podcast. Make sure to subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subs. Please help us get there. Make sure to like and comment and all those things. We really appreciate it. And I don't know. I'll play one of Murphy's Firefly sounds to close out the show. Sound good? All right. We'll see you next time here.
You're the boss.
All right. Hopefully it's a good one. I have no idea what we're gonna hear.
Look reasonable to you.
Well, looks can be deceiving.
Not as deceiving as a low-down, dirty deceiver.
Well said. Wasn't that well said, Zoe?
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.